Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Jibran Wahid and I am serving as an IT assistant at Government College of Technology for Women, Lytton Road, Lahore. And also I am a learner and trainer at Rehan AI Teacher Institute. You are watching my Facebook and YouTube channel. Today I am going to have an interesting conversation with ChatGPT about a topic that is a part of everyone's life, failure. Our topic is learning from failure, turning setbacks into opportunities. Let's start the conversation with ChatGPT. Hello, ChatGPT. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you. How are you doing?
I'm great. ChatGPT. Let's start with the topic basics. What exactly is failure, and why should we not always consider failure something negative?
Let me think. That's a great place to begin. Failure is usually just a step on the way, not the end of the road. Think about a student who doesn't do well on an exam. That result doesn't mean they're incapable. It just shows they might need a different study strategy. When we treat failure as feedback instead of as a verdict on who we are, it becomes a really useful teacher.
Why are people afraid of failure?
That's a really good question. People often fear failure because they've linked it to shame or judgment. Like they're worried others will see them differently. But underneath that is often a belief that failure defines them rather than simply being an event. And when you believe failure says something about who you are, it's scary. But if you see it as information, like data showing what to adjust next time, it loses a lot of its sting.
How can we change our mindset from I failed to I learned something?
One powerful shift is to reframe the language you use. Instead of saying, I failed, say, this attempt didn't work, and here's what I learned. Then actually name the lesson, like, I learned my study schedule wasn't working. That turns a dead end into a next step. And when you ask, what can this teach me? You're basically rewiring your brain to focus on growth instead of defeat.
Can a failure actually create an opportunity that we might not have discovered otherwise?
Yes, really often, actually. A setback can redirect you to something better suited for you. For example, maybe someone didn't get the job they wanted, but that pushed them to build a new skill or move into a field they hadn't considered. If everything always worked on the first try, we might never develop resilience or discover better paths. So sometimes failure ends up being the doorway to opportunities we didn't even know we needed.
What should we do after failure? Suppose someone has experienced a major failure. What practical steps should they take to recover and move forward?
Let me think. That's a very practical question. First, accept what happened without pretending you're fine. It's okay to feel the disappointment. Second, analyze what actually happened. What was within your control? What wasn't? Third, identify the lessons, maybe a skill to improve or a strategy to change. Then make a new plan broken into small, doable steps so you can rebuild momentum. And finally, take action again, even if it's small, like one step forward builds confidence. And don't ask only, why did this happen to me? Also ask, what can I learn from this? That question moves you from the past into the future.
What about repeated failure? And what if someone tries again and fails again? How can they stay motivated after repeated failures?
That's tough. And it's normal to feel worn down. The key isn't blind persistence, it's adaptive persistence. So instead of try harder, think try differently. Get feedback, change tactics, seek a mentor's perspective, and set micro goals so you can see progress in smaller pieces. And honestly, sometimes motivation fades before progress shows up. In those moments, lean on routines, not just motivation. Small, consistent actions will keep you moving until that motivation circles back around again. Resilience is less a fiery speech and more a quiet, steady commitment to keep learning.
Failure in education and career. How can students and young professionals use failure as a learning opportunity?
Great question. For students, start by analyzing mistakes on tests or projects. Don't just focus on the grade, look at why something went wrong. Then adjust your study methods accordingly. For young professionals, treat rejection or a missed promotion as a signal to refine your skills or seek mentorship. And honestly, share those failures with trusted peers. It turns something that feels isolating into something more human and actually useful. Failure isn't proof you're not cut out for it, it's proof you're trying.
What can this experience teach me?
It can teach patience, humility, and clear self awareness. It shows you what's working, what's not, and where your energy is best spent next.
What can we learn from successful people? Can you give me some examples of successful people who faced failure or setbacks before achieving success?
Checking that. Sure, absolutely. Many well known figures had setbacks before their breakthroughs. Like Thomas Edison treated each unsuccessful experiment as a step toward understanding. J.K. Rowling faced financial struggles and rejections before Harry Potter was published. Steve Jobs was even ousted from Apple. He later returned and reshaped it. And even athletes like Michael Jordan talk about missed shots and losses as fuel for practice rather than discouragement. Now, their examples don't guarantee success, but they do show the value of learning, adapting, and keeping effort aligned with your goals. It's less about comparing yourself to their stories and more about asking, what's my lesson here?
How can we overcome the fear of trying again? One of the biggest problem after failure is the fear of trying again. How can someone overcome that fear?
That's an important one. One of the best ways is to shift how you define success. Instead of I must succeed, try my aim is to learn and give my best effort. Start with small, low stakes wins to rebuild belief in yourself and focus on what you can control your preparation, your mindset, your willingness to ask for feedback. And don't underestimate courage. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's moving even when fear is still there. Try reframing the thought, what if I fail again, into what if I learn something that gets me one step closer to my goal? That small shift can change fear into forward motion.
What is the biggest lesson?
I'd say the biggest lesson is that failure isn't the opposite of success. It's often the path toward it. When you treat setbacks as lessons, not verdicts, you keep growing, you stay curious, and you keep moving forward. That's the real win.
ChatGPT, if you had to summarize the biggest lesson about failure in one message, what would you tell someone who is currently facing a setback?
I'd say A setback is an event, not your identity. Pull the lesson out of it, adjust your approach, take the next small step. Keep asking, what can I learn here? And let that question move you forward.
Well, thank you, ChatGPT, for these valuable insights. Today, we learned that failure does not have to be the end of our journey. It can become a teacher, a source of growth, and sometimes even the beginning of a new opportunity. The important thing is to accept the setbacks, learn from it, adapt your strategy, and keep moving forward. Remember,
Exactly.
Remember, failure is not the opposite of success. Sometimes it is part of the journey towards success. If you found this conversation useful, please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more educational and technology related conversation. Thank you for watching. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.